Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Ina. Today we are going to discuss with you quite important topic. It's going to be past tenses. First, we will discuss with you rules. After that, we will have some practice to do a few exercises. And after that, you can ask questions in the such function we have on our webinar, question and answers. If there is something that you don't understand absolutely, or you would like to make a comment, you can write it during the webinar, not only at the end, and I will try to answer it. So let's try with past tenses. Yeah, I know you're up intermediate level. This is not something new or something extraordinary for you. But anyway, the topic is important because lots of students still being on up intermediate level prefer using only past simple, sometimes past perfect, and sometimes past continuous, and that's it. So today we will discuss with you all of these tenses. I know you have been studying for a while, and I know you have learned lots of rules. So now we will have with you a very short revision of these rules, and after that I would like to talk to you more about general understanding of all of them. So let's look. Now you will have the screen with the rules, and let's look at the first one. We will have here past simple. You can look here, you can see here the examples and the rule for it. The rules are quite long. I will just make short comments to them. The first one, you can look at the example about camping, and actually what we want to express in this sentence, that it happened at specific time and it is finished, and we say the definite time when it happened, and that's why we finish the action, because we tell the time. The next one we have here with you, the next example about a lady in a car, that it happened, that the actions happened immediately one by one. And the last one we will have here. This is actually past habits. In this rule, we can use to or past. We can see that the kitchen used to be quite different many years ago. The next one we have is you past continuous. First of all, we want to show that the action was in progress at like started time. For example, at 7 o'clock, we say here we were having dinner. The next one, we want to say that the action, well, the progress was kind of interrupted. While I was walking down, well, I ran down into an old friend. Sorry, I don't have a very good copy, and that's why I don't see very well. So anyway, the second example is this is interrupted action, and that's why we use past continuous. The next one, for two or more simultaneous actions, that means that the actions were happening at the same time. She was talking on her phone while driving. It's not actually very safe. And the last one, when we want to describe the atmosphere, describing lots of actions which were happening at the same time. It's almost like the third rule, but with more actions, not only two. Let's move on to the next page. The next page we will have with you past perfect. And past perfect, we want to show that one action happened before another action. And in this case, we have to use past perfect. She had finished work when she met her friend. So first she finished, then she met. Or an action which finished in the past and the result is visible in present. Usually we use past perfect continuous in this case, but you remember about non-continuous verbs. So in this case, better to use past perfect. He was happy, he had signed an important contract. In the last one, we have here with you past perfect continuous. The first one, we want to emphasize the duration of the action. They had been looking for a house for 6 months before they found one they liked. Sorry, not a very good copy. And the last one, again, when we have a visible result, and this visible result was achieved due to some long action, and that's why we have to use past perfect continuous. Well, these are the rules briefly. Sorry. Now I would like to talk to you about rules, not briefly. Past tenses. I want to, I think that all these rules are important, they are, but in most cases, when we speak, we don't really think about them. But knowing the general idea why we have to use this tense, what we want to express, helps us to use the tenses correctly. So the first one, let's talk about past simple. What is important about past simple? Well, as for me, I think that the most important what we want to express using past simple, that it is finished, but I wouldn't say fact, I wouldn't say action, I want to say fact. I think that word fact is very important in this case. So it is finished fact, something finished, and we emphasize the fact of this. It could be series of action, it could be some habits using used to, but anyway, it's finished. It is a fact. If we look at the timeline, this is our timeline, this is our present, and this is our past. So I would draw past simple as like this, like one action. I saw an elephant yesterday. Maybe a couple of actions. After I saw an elephant yesterday, I went to my psychiatrist to tell him about that. Or maybe one more, and he told me that, I don't know, I am crazy again. So these are actions which happened one by one. Or anyway, it is finished and it's a fact. It has no connection to present. And yes.
Experiencing some camera difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
It's somehow not plugged in. The students cannot see. They can hear you.
You can hear me, but you cannot see me.
Mm-hmm. Students can hear you, but they cannot see you.
I don't know. I didn't want to press anything.
No, it is plugged in, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you can continue talking, but
well, I will continue talking, but it would be nice if you could see me because I'm writing something for you.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, fine. I'm back. All right. So I hope you heard what I told you. I will not repeat it. This is what I was telling you. You can see what I wrote. The next one, let's talk about past continuous. Past continuous. Well, continuous, as you know, continuous is something continuous. So what we want to emphasize using past continuous, this is progress. A progress, not like progress in studying, but like process. This could be one action. For example, while I was driving, I saw a pretty girl or some handsome man. Or it could be time. Yesterday at 5, I was working. Or it could be atmosphere, as we told you about. Yesterday when I came home, my daughter was playing, my husband was working, my mother-in-law was cooking, and everybody was waiting for me. So this is past continuous. Anyway, this is progress. This is like this. It looks like this. It could be like sometime like this, or it could be longer. Yesterday from 6 to 7, sorry, I was cooking. But anyway, this is the main idea of past continuous, that it is progress. It is in the progress. The action was happening, and we want to show that it is in the progress. The next one, it can be past perfect. I guess this is quite easy tense. The main idea of past perfect is, for me, this is the word before. Before. For something in the past. A couple of actions, it doesn't matter how many. This is always action number 1. This is our past perfect. For example, when I came home, the dinner had been cooked. So before I came home, actually, the dinner had been cooked. And this is the main idea. Telling that the dinner had been cooked, I want you to say that it happened before. It doesn't have to be only 2 actions. It can be just like before Monday, he had finished his report. Anyway, this is past perfect because it happened before Monday. We have the main word before. you can even use after. It doesn't matter. After I came home, the dinner had been cooked. Anyway, the dinner had been cooked shows that the action happened before. This is the main idea. And the last one, this is going to be past perfect continuous. Continuous. I think that talking about past perfect continuous, the main point of it is the word duration. Don't confuse it with progress. It has nothing with progress. It's duration. If we look at our timeline, we have here present. This is how we can use here one more word, duration before. I think this is the best explanation. So in this case, we want to show that the action happened in some time, and before another point in the past, before here, it had some duration. I had been working for the company for 4 years before I quit it. So I had been doing this before shows the duration. Even if we talk about visible results, I know you know this rule. Anyway, this is the duration. When I came home, I saw that she had been crying. Well, her eyes were quite red, and that's why I understood that she had been crying. And this is a duration, because if she just cried for a sec, we wouldn't have noticed that. That's why we need to use past perfect continuous to show that it had been happening for a while, let's say, in past perfect in the past. So thinking about main ideas of every tense, I think that it will help you to use them in the correct way. Let's look at some exercises. We have the first one. Yes, past tenses, you have to make the choice. You have there, it's very easy. You just choose A, B, C. Think about these rules, please. And after that, I will comment, and if you have any questions, you will ask me. And then we will watch with your video. So we'll have some fun. Okay, okay. Nadia will show you a few sentences. You make your answers. You have like a couple seconds, and after that, she will move on. We have 10 sentences. So you can write in your copybook 10 numbers from 1 to 10 and write answers. Let's move on. Yeah. And the last, you have a few more sentences, yeah? Two less sentences. Yeah, let's move on to the answers. So the first one, this is A answer, had prepared. Were you expecting James and Paul to stay for dinner? No, but I had prepared a lot of food, so it didn't matter. The person had prepared a lot of food before she was expecting, and it didn't matter anyway. This was kind of resolved. It was before everything, before expecting, before it didn't matter, before the guest came. That's the main idea. The next one, Tony has been singing for years, hasn't he? He made his first record when he was 16. So this is just a fact. We say when it happened and it's finished. It has no connection with present. The action just finished when he was 16. The next one. There was a power cut last night. Power cut, this means when you have no power. Well, it's quite discussed topic at the moment, let's say. I know, I was doing some paperwork when the lights went out. So you were in progress. This is the main idea, as I told you about past continuous. You were in progress and the lights went out. The next one. Did you see Paul Simon in concert? No, I was hoping to get tickets, but they had sold out. They had sold out all the tickets before he was hoping to see him, so he didn't see him. Again, the word before. The restaurant was packed last night. Yes, luckily I had booked a table in advance. The word again before, because he had booked it in advance, and that's why they had the possibility to visit the restaurant that they wanted. The next one. Did you watch the film yesterday? No, it had finished by the time we got home. So when we got home, the film had already been finished. So it was before, again, before we got home. Did you stay up late last night? No, I had been working all day, so I went to bed early. Had been working all day. The person wants to show duration, not progress, not before, but exactly duration. The next one, did you enjoy your holidays? Yes, we spent most of our time on the beach, just a fact. Kim looked tired this morning. I know, she had been studying all night long, duration before. And we have a visible result. So what happened? We were walking through the woods when we heard a gunshot. This was in progress. We were in progress, walking, and we heard a gunshot. One thing that I wanted to tell you, but I forgot already. All right, fine. Let's move on, guys. I hope it wasn't very difficult. Now I've prepared for you a couple of sentences, but before using them in the correct way, I would like you to watch a movie. It's only 3 minutes movie. It's a short film. Nadia will share the screen and you will see it. After that, you will see a couple of sentences that you need to describe using correct tense. So let's watch a movie. Just a second. Yes. I hope you did everything correctly and you're enjoying your time.
Okay, I cannot share because it's going crazy.
Just a sec. She has to deal with the computer.
Like this. Now I can share it.
Okay. It has a nice music, but it has no words, so you don't need to listen to anything. And you can play any music that you have on your laptop or on your mobile phone, just for fun. Quite romantic. I can sing, but I'm a bad singer, so it's better if I don't.
The students can hear.
Yeah. Cool.
It's just that we cannot.
где воду можно взять? Воду на кухне можно взять. Я пойду. Fine. So you saw a video. Now you will see, I don't remember, 6 sentences in which you need to describe the video using correct tense. Again, keep in mind our rules. You need to use all of them. There is no exception. Nadine, I will share the screen with the, I will come here, with the exercise. With this is the same page, but the next one, yes. You don't need to write the answers, just think what is the correct answer. And in a few minutes, we will move on looking at the answers. I guess we will move on to the answers. So at the beginning, while she was making some copies, he was making some copies too. We want to show the progress that they were at the same time doing something in the progress. When he came back to his working place, he saw a blue file on his table with a smile inside. So this is a fact. He just saw it. He came and he saw. When she came to the office the next day, he had made a sign on the window for her. So it was before. When she came to the office, it was already there. While he was checking his tie in the bathroom, he saw a thought bubble with a heart on the door. So while he was checking, he saw it's a fact, and while he was checking, he was in progress doing something. Then she entered the storeroom, she switched on the light and saw a flower on the wall. So action happened one by one, but anyway, we want to show the fact that it happened actually. And the last one, Finally, when she was going to make something awesome for him, he had been creating a picture of them together for a while. So it was the duration while she was going. Before that, he had been doing something and we saw a visible result. All right, guys. That's it. Now you have a couple of minutes to ask me questions. If you don't, I have some questions for you. No questions. All right. So I would like you to answer very simple questions. Can you please, for yourself, think, what had you done before the webinar? Just think about this. Like, I had come home, I had switched on the computer, I had drank a cup of tea. What were you doing while you were watching the webinar? Were you drinking tea? Were you making some notes? Maybe you were having dinner. It's actually possible to eat and listen. Were you texting with your friend while you were watching the webinar? So this is our progress, right? The next one, and maybe the last one, what had you been doing before you came home today or before you switched on the computer? What had you been doing? Had you been working? Had you been working or walking? Had you been cooking? Had you been thinking maybe, or you had been listening to music? This is our duration. So I think that having the main idea, the main point of every tense might help you to understand when to use it in a better way. Thank you very much for your time. I was very happy to tell you this information. Please join us next time. See you.